6 million bricks, 4 chimneys, and 40 years of silence before the rebuild.
1/5 of London's electricity once flowed from this bend in the Thames.
A station that once made power now makes something harder to measure. National Geographic named it one of the world's best cultural destinations.
What happens next is something 40 years of London waited to see.
How do you rebuild a ruin without destroying what made it sacred? 30 years without a roof left the steel frame corroding from within. Grade 2 listed means every original brick carries legal protection. Chloride had corroded the reinforcement inside all 4 condemned chimneys. 9 billion pounds and 12 years stood between ruin and resurrection. Robots entered first, breaking condemned concrete from the inside out. Each chimney was dismantled in rings, descending 1 meter at a time. 260 piles were driven through the floors of a listed building. A second wall locked the Thames groundwater out of the excavation zone. Temporary steel props held the heritage walls while the ground vanished beneath. Temporary steel props held the heritage walls while the ground vanished beneath. Watertight concrete sealed the basement against the river just meters away. Bricks were removed to reach corroded steel, then blasted clean and sealed. New concrete cores rose through the old frame to carry the building's future.
New steel met 90-year-old riveted columns at every connection point. Over 2 million square feet of new floor would fill this heritage shell. Composite slabs bonded steel decking to concrete, doubling the floor's strength.
Historic England required the same construction method as the 1930s original.
7 independent steel frames grew simultaneously inside one heritage shell.
62 tons of steel arrived at midnight to span the main entrance. Lifting that beam required one of the largest tower cranes in Europe. Positioned at the 5th floor, this beam transfers over 2,000 tons. Each steel tree weighed 300 tons and supported 6 column lines. Together, they cleared 900 square meters of column-free event space. Original trusses from 1935 still spanned Turbine Hall A after 80 years. Hall B's trusses were replaced to bear the weight of a rooftop garden. Glazed roofing flooded Art Deco halls with daylight for the first time. Italian marble and Art Deco faience survived inside a coal-fired power station. 3 retail levels filled the turbine halls where generators once roared. 1.75 million hand-thrown bricks replaced the damaged originals.
The same Gloucestershire quarry provided clay for both the 1930s and today.
Transfer beams redirected residential loads into the wider retail grid below. Old riveted steel stood raw beside new, telling the story of 2 centuries.
4 branching arms funneled 6 column loads into a single trunk below.
Apple chose this boiler house for their new London headquarters. By 2017, all 4 chimneys stood at their original 103 meters.
253 apartments rose above the original 1930s roofline.
A bowstring truss held the south atrium wall like an archer's drawn bow.
Basement excavation generated ground movements that pushed retained walls sideways.
Cable trusses restrained heritage walls without touching a single original brick.
Compression piles worked like seesaws, pushing tilted walls back to vertical.
4,000 construction workers occupied this site for over a decade.
A £1 billion railway extension was built to serve this single address.
Original synchroscopes now watch over cocktails where engineers once stood. Over 100 shops would fill these halls, once dedicated to turbines. A restored gantry crane now moves a modern bandstand through the hall.
Brick outlines in the floor mark where each original turbine once sat.
Residents would wake to the Thames flowing beside century-old chimneys. Beneath those steel trees, a space for 2,000 gathered silently. 46,000 square meters of office space filled the old boiler house. Each scaffold section removed revealed brick that matched the 1935 original.
6 acres of park were planted on the roof of an energy centre.
450 metres of promenade reconnected the building to its river. 90 years after first generating power, the station prepared to reopen. Mechanical systems equivalent to a small town powered beneath the station. For the first time since 2013, the full riverside facade stood unwrapped.
4,000 workers completed 12 years without a single serious accident. That's a testament to the dedication we have.
30 megawatts of cooling capacity served the entire 42-acre estate. Every sprinkler head was tested inside a building made largely of brick. Dozens of elevators were tested across retail, office, and residential zones. Glass rose through concrete at 3 meters per second, reaching 109. From 109 meters, visitors would see across 6 London boroughs.
23,000 plants grew on a roof once blackened by coal smoke.
Navigating 42 acres required wayfinding threaded through heritage walls. 7.75 million bricks, original and new, formed these walls. Absealers cleaned each chimney surface, erasing every trace of construction.
Electric Boulevard connected the new underground station directly to the entrance.
River buses would dock where coal barges once fed the station's furnaces. 55 trees were lifted by crane to a rooftop 60 meters above ground. Snagging teams inspected every surface before a single visitor entered.
Apple's floor tolerances demanded precision measured in fractions of millimeters.
254 apartments were inspected against 1,100 checkpoints. Over 100 tenants raced to fit their shops before October. Practical completion was certified on the 5th of July, 2022. Kitchens fired their burners for the first time inside Victorian brickwork. A control room monitored every entrance across all 42 acres.
For the first time in 40 years, the chimneys glowed against London's sky.
Merchandise-filled shelves that sat exactly where turbine generators once hummed. Oh. Benches and planters softened the industrial scale for a walking visitor. 3 months before opening, every surface was cleaned to visitor standard. October 14th, 2022. 40 years of waiting were about to end. Doors opened and the public entered for the first time in history. 11 million visitors would walk these halls within the first 12 months. Every upward glance confirmed what 12 years of construction had preserved.
On November 15th, the first visitors rose through a chimney reborn.
2,000 people gathered beneath steel trees that weigh 600 tons.
Tube, river bus, and boulevard delivered London directly to its rebuilt icon.
A quarter-mile of promenade returned the Thames to London's newest neighbourhood.
Westminster, Wembley, and the Surrey Hills, from one condemned chimney rebuilt. 6 acres of green silence sit above 42 megawatts of hidden power. Apple's 40th UK store sat beneath a crane that once moved turbines. Cocktails now rest where engineers once balanced London's electrical grid. Apple staff work beside riveted columns from 1933 every day.
254 households now call a former power station home.
Night returned the station to what it always was, a beacon on the Thames. Through every season, the chimneys held their place on the London skyline. One building's revival pulled an entire forgotten district back to life. Golden light struck the same bricks that caught it in 1935. Coal arrived by river to make power, and now people arrive to find it.
£9 billion bought back 90 years of London history.
Every mortar joint, every polished brass fitting, every brick laid by hand. From condemned ruin to this took £9 billion and one clear vision. Among all of London's landmarks, this one was built twice. 1.75 million bricks, 4 chimneys, and 1 open door. 40 years of silence ended, where 6 million bricks found their voice again. Some buildings generate electricity, and some generate something greater.
Ever wondered how the modern world was built? It was shaped by engineering. Subscribe to Industrial Evolution.